18 YC is used for making roads. If you make roads, you use bitumen. Bitumen is the one at the lowest. Is
D.
it? Yeah, it's D. D. Okay, next. 1920. 19. Which one is the unsaturated hydrocarbon? Unsaturated hydrocarbon means that there is a double bond between the two carbons. And then hydrocarbon means it only contains carbon and hydrogen only. So C will be struck out because C has oxygen. So it's not a hydrocarbon. Then B will be struck out because C has a chlorine. That means it's not made out of hydrogen and carbon only. So you're left with A and D. Then unsaturated means double bond. So A has no double bond. So A struck out. Answer is D. Okay, next one. Then D, complete combustion. These two words, complete combustion is like this. You'll get complete combustion will be the compound plus oxygen. If you carbon dioxide and water, that's the only product. Complete combustion means only carbon dioxide and water. Yes. Okay. I gave you the answer for 7A just now. Hydrocarbon is a compound that contains carbon and hydrogen or atoms only. Yes. Okay, done. That one correct. Then next, they ask for a third one. Write down the name of N formula of the third member. Propane. Then what's the formula? C3H8. Okay, correct. Deduce the boiling point of the third member. They accepted answers between -50 to -30. Okay, C part 1, CnH2n. Correct. Part 2, part 3. State the color change. Then it's from what color to the another color?
From brown, decolorizes.
So decolorized means colorless, right? So they say state the color change. So you have to be what color to another color. So
Brown.
it is brown to colorless. Formulation is correct. They also accept addition reaction. Question 20. 20 is D, correct. 19 and 20. 19 B, correct. 20. 20 is D. Correct. Question 3 is nickel catalyst 200 degrees. It should be found in the notes. This is the answer. It should be found in the notes. You can find it. They ask you to describe the test. So it's more than just one word formulation. So the test, then you must describe what you do. So you add aqueous bromine to decane. That's one. Then the observation. The observation, right, is not decane remains brown because decane itself is not brown in color. So it's the bromine water is the aqueous bromine that remains brown. You see? Okay.
Yeah.
Question 5. 3 marks. Describe how the fractions are separated and collected in the setup again. The heater heats up the crude oil. Okay. Similar. 3 marks. Do you think this is enough for 3 marks?
That must also talk about the highest boiling point where it is collected.
Yeah.
The highest boiling point is cooled and collected at the bottom.
Yes. So if you look at the mark scheme, you will see that the crude oil is heated and it vaporizes. That's 1 mark. Crude oil is heated and vaporizes.
Bitumen has the highest boiling point.
This is the first point. The vapor rises up the column and are separated based on based on.
Shouldn't bitumen be the lowest boiling point because it is used for road?
No, that's the highest because it's in solid state, close to solid state.
It's somewhere between liquid and solid.
Yeah. So you have 2. Then the fraction, number 3, the fraction with the lowest
boiling point is collected at the top.
Is cooled and condensed and collected at the top, while the fraction with the highest PP is cooled the bottom. So you see where the mark distribution go. Mark number 1, mark number 2, mark number 3. Bitumen and it's used for making roads. Yeah. C, it has more components. You don't say that it has more components. You would say that K molecules are bigger. So we need some rephrasing. I know what you mean out there. So you would say K molecules are bigger than J and has stronger intermolecular forces of attraction. Then, so I take out these. Larger amounts of energy is required to overcome these forces of attraction. Therefore, K have a higher boiling point. Okay, but you're there already. Comment on the electrical conductivity. So this one, what they want is to say whether J and K can conduct electricity. Then if cannot, then you have to say why. If it can, then you have to say why too. None of them conduct electricity as they do not contain free moving ions, as they do not contain free moving electrons. Like that, okay? Then you realize most of the papers that we have seen right now all talk about this fractional distillation. So you must take a look at this. Okay, then 19 and 20. 19A is correct. 20. A student investigated the reaction of vegetable oils with hydrogen. So 100 cubic centimeter of hydrogen was bubbled to 1 gram of 4 different vegetable oil. Okay, the volume remaining after each experiment was recorded. Okay, so hydrogen with vegetable oil, right? The purpose of hydrogen is to open up the double bonds if there are any double bonds in the vegetable oil. So if hydrogen goes in and then hydrogen comes out the same, that means no volume decrease, right? That means there are no double bonds inside the vegetable oil. But of course, if there are more double bond in the vegetable oil, then more hydrogen will disappear. More hydrogen will be used up if there are more double bonds.
So S is definitely unsaturated because there's zero hydrogen remaining.
Yes. So then Q and R, there are some hydrogen that remains. So R will have more double bonds than Q because so it's QR and S.
P definitely don't have because all the hydrogen remain.
Yes. So that's what this question means. So answer C. Okay? Get what they're trying to get at. 7. Every carbon must have 4 bonds. Watch out. Check for the number of bonds around the carbon. B part 1 need to check.
But they said C3H6. There's 3 carbon, 6 hydrogen.
So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see? So that means, right?
Doesn't alkene have carbon double bond?
Yeah, so down here, the second carbon here, right? This one, no hydrogen there because carbon already have 4 bonds around it. Then after that, we look at the one on the left. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So which means this one is not supposed to be here. So your final answer should be like that. C3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the C3H6. Conditions required 200 degrees nickel catalyst. Yes. Last, okay, let me type out thing. 2007 is 1930. 2008 is 123. 1650. Then 2009 is 123. 1670. 2010 is 1550 and 2011 is 1410. Okay, then you're supposed to plot. The one on the right is the concentration, the one on the left is the year. Okay, number one thing is you have to draw your years, right, in regular interval. Then we count space and see if we have enough. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I do this. So this is 07. This is 08, 09, 10, 11. Then after our plot, so you have 1, 1, 5, 1, 6. So here is 1400. Then this is 1500. 1600 is here. Then 2 each. You must put it at regular interval. 17, 18, 19, 2000. 1700. 1800, 1900, and then 2000. So that's what you got. So 07 is 1930. 1930 is then 208 is 1650. 09 is like that. Then after that, you have 10 is like this. Then 11 is this. A best fit line means you draw a straight line to join all of these together or join most of them together. So I'll just leave the one of them out so that I can join all of them together. You see, if I leave that point out, or you can draw in between, but don't look very possible right now. I can't do this because my points are very out. So I don't do that. So I'll just go according to the blue line. Because they say best fit, that means you don't necessarily need all the points to be on the line. Okay. So your axis labeling and all that must be regular interval. The next section, just read. Describe using the information from the graph the general trend of the concentration of the hydrocarbon in the air over the years. So what is the trend of the hydrocarbon in the air over the years?
Decreases.
So that means that overall decrease.
And there is a slight increase from 2008 to 2009.
Yeah, from 1930 to 1410. Then there's a slight increase between 2008 and 2009. Like that, something like that. Let's do 20. Not C. Okay, hydrocarbon C16H34 is broken down in the process to produce ethene and another hydrocarbon X and hydrogen. So you need to do a bit of math. So 16 carbon here, so there are 8 carbon here.
Hydrogen.
And then how much? 4 times 16 hydrogen. So then we need X. So because there's 8 carbon in the ethene already, so our remainder there'll be 8.
E8H16.
E8H16, 20, yes.
B.
Yeah, so it's math question. Okay, just minus off whatever that is given out already. 18, 19, 20. 18 correct, 19 correct. Okay, so this one we don't have to do, but we just have a look at this since I got 1 more minute. So this is like this. They give you 5 hydrocarbons. They did not tell you whether it's alkane or alkene or whatever. Then after that they say 4 of them are alkanes and 1 of them is alkene. Then they ask you to plot the graph of the boiling points. Right.
Yeah.
So they ask you to plot the points on the graph. Then after that, which one is not the alkane? So what happened is the graph, right, will show that 1 point is odd, 1 out. Like there will be 1 point that cannot follow the rest of them in the same line. So that point will be the odd 1 out. The odd 1 out will not be the not alkene. Like that. So that's how you find part 2. Then because, right, based on the answer key, hydrocarbon B is not alkane. Okay. So then they say give the chemical name of the hydrocarbon in part 2. That means hydrocarbon B. What is the formula? So because hydrocarbon B, right, has 3 carbon and it's not an alkane, so it must be alkene. So then it becomes propene. So that is what this question is saying. Then anything else? Then part B here, right, you have this setup, right? This setup is a cracking setup, part B. Then they ask for chemical X. So what they say is you have C12H26 can be broken down into X plus ethene, C2H4. So then they ask for X again. So just now we did one question like that for cracking. So X is just
22.
So it's C10H22. You just subtract off. Okay. Then the last part here, right? Is this the last part? No, this is not the last part. So you have ethene going through a reaction. So ethene plus nickel catalyst, they got compound Y. This one is a hydrogenation process, right? Yeah. So this one is a hydrogenation process. So the outcome is you get more hydrogen in the ethene. So become ethane. So this is ethane. Why is ethane? Okay. Then they ask you to draw the structural formula. You can draw it later on. Then last part, they say distinguish between the sample ethene and ethane. You know already. So you use bromine liquid, bromine circle. Yeah, so use bromination. So the reagent is aqueous bromine. Result with ethane is it remains
reddish
brown. Then
decolorizes.
yeah, so it's bromine decolorizes, not the decane decolorized, it's bromine decolorized. Equals bromine decolorizes. You have to write it like that. Because in another question, you did not say it's equals bromine, then you say it's the alkane decolorizes, then the answer is wrong. Okay.